Hey, good morning, guys. TGIF. It is about 8:35 in the morning. I'm doing this before my mom gets up, and I'm using my Logitech headset mic to do it because if I use the blue snowball or the blue eye snowball mic, you may have noticed I've been a little quiet, not too quiet, but kind of like medium low, if you will, when it comes to recording because, of course, my mom is off, like I said, for this week for the spring break. This is her last official day, work day. Then she's off for the break, and then of course she's got the weekend as usual, and then Monday things can get back to normal. Um, but anyway, as you can see here, I want to come on here and tell you guys about where else you can find me. Now, what you see here is other outlets where you can find my content. Um, right here on the top, we have BW Roses's discussions, and the reason there's an S next to the BW Roses, excuse me, is because of the fact that, as I've mentioned before, my BW Roses, my original BW Roses discussions podcast, which I am close to 1,000 episodes on that, very close. I'm about 100 away, 100, a little over. I would say maybe about, I'd say about 110, 100, about almost 110 away from 1,000. But what happened is, for some odd reason, the Twitter login to Anchor. Now that might have been fixed. I'm not really sure, but the Twitter login to Anchor, now Spotify for podcasters, is gone. Now that might have been fixed because obviously they did another change, another Outlook change and everything. Um, for for their for the main channel of for podcasters, like their main channel to edit. My finger just hit the mic there. I do apologize. But basically the main outlet to check your analytics, and everything, your episode ranking and all that. Where you can edit, upload episodes and stuff. Well, they've kind of changed that to mirror what you see on Spotify. Like when you go to Spotify on your computer or your tablet, and you're looking at it, horizontally or diagonally, whatever it is. When you're watching it like off of, let's say, your smart TV or, like I say, your laptop, your computer, they've basically redesigned it to mimic what Spotify looks like because, of course, Spotify owns it now. So they're going to want it to look a lot like what you see with the regular Spotify menu, where you have all your like music and stuff stored up and podcasts you listen to stored up. That's what they've done. They've kind of mirrored it to look like that. So I don't know if they may have fixed things, and the Twitter X, if you will, login is still there, or it's back, I should say. I'm not really sure, but I'll find out later on. But until then, I've created this, I guess you could say, continuation, this little soft continuation of my podcast. It's still the same podcast. It's just now known as B. It's just it's still the same podcast. It's just now BW Roses's discussions instead. That's why there's an apostrophe with an extra S. So basically, you guys will know, hey, it's the same show. It's just I have to change up the title a little bit because trying to use the same title ain't gonna work. Um, but yeah, it's the same show. It's just a little soft reboot, soft continuation due to them circumstances on their end, which hopefully they've rectified by now. If not, well, what are you going to do? I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been dealing with that, wondering what's going on, since I use Twitter to create the BW Roses discussions account for podcasting initially. But anyway, that's why I'm doing this audio video to let you know where you can find it, and a lot of it is going to be in the description as well. Where it says places you can support me at. So on the top, you can see that you can go to Amazon Music, to listen to the podcast. You can go to the Audible um, account or the Audible division. You can go to Audible, which is also under Amazon, which was promoted at first as being just for books and stuff, to have, like when you read books that come out, like the newest books, like Becky Lynch's The Man and Ronda Rousey's The Memoir. You can go on there and you can get, you can listen to the audio being, you know, the text in the book being, read to you by the actual authors or by the co-authors or people that helped them. Basically, either it's by the people themselves or someone that helped them out. But yeah, I'm on, like I said, I'm on Amazon. I'm on Audible. I'm on iHeartRadio. You can find me on iHeartRadio. Um, I'm on Pandora. Yes, I'm finally on Pandora. Surprisingly, it took the second account or the soft continuation of the original to make that happen. But from what I saw, the way it's being done now is it's under Simplecast. And I guess the reason for that is because I'm probably not the only one that, you know, tried to get onto Pandora beforehand and couldn't. So I guess Simplecast came in and said, "Hey, we'll take care of this and help you guys out." And so yeah, because of that, I am now on Pandora, which is one of the top three, I think, one of the top three, top five most listened to, stations, traveling and all that, or relaxing. So I'm on Pandora at the BW Russ's discussions. I'm on iTunes. That just happened today, so I'm on iTunes. If you're listening to me on iTunes, so you can find me in those areas. You can find me in those areas, if you will. And then on the bottom here, right here on the right-hand side, we have where you can find me at Rumble. Yes, I am at Rumble. I'm at rumble.com. You can find me there as well. And of course, you can find me at Spotify. There is the Odyssey page you can find me at. You can find me at Odyssey. Um, the reason I went to Rumble and Odyssey is because people talked about them as as good alternatives, if not two of the best alternatives to YouTube. And you can get paid, almost automatically on them. Sometimes they take a little while, but you can get paid. You can get some money out of it. So yeah, Rumble and Odyssey I'm on, and like I said, you got Spotify as well. And then over here, I have my Patreon. You got my Patreon here. I got my second channel, which I haven't really utilized that much of, but it's there just in case. BW Brian's Discussions. You go to that one. Got my Daily Motion as well. You can check me out at Daily Motion, and I'm also at video Vimeo. I'm at Vimeo. You can check me at Vimeo. I'm there. Kind of to pronounce it right. And have my Teespring store here, and I think, let me just double check, make sure. I'm gonna enlarge this for a second, guys. Hold on. Gonna enlarge this. Hold on. Yeah, I got my Teespring store up there as well. I got that twice up there, if you will. Um, but yeah, I have my Teespring store as well. But these are just outlets, like I said, where you can find me and support me. Um, and they do in the end help out financially. But it takes time. That's the one thing about some of these lately, like with Anchor.fm being owned by Spotify now and being known as Spotify for podcasters. It's going to take a little longer to get monetized. It's like you got to hit a certain criteria before you make that happen. And the same in Rumble. Basically, I've had a lot of people commenting on some of my videos saying, "Hey, we can help you out" and all that. And even though I appreciate that, I'd rather just do it the old-fashioned way. And that's why I'm letting you guys know, if you want to find my videos, the same ones you find here on YouTube, on other outlets similar to them. Rumble is one of them, along with Vimeo, if you will. So, those are the other outlets. And then, of course, you can also find some of these videos, believe it or not, on some of these other outlets. There are a few exceptions to where you'll get the audio, but not the video. Like Pandora, you'll get the audio, but you won't get the video. And that's okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. iHeart, I'm not really sure if that's the same. iTunes, I think you'll be able to get video and audio, along, just like with Spotify. And Amazon, I think, does the same thing, Amazon Music. Pandora, like I said, is the only one that, and I'm sure, and I'm not sure about iHeart, but I'm sure, they're the only ones that don't do that. Audible, I'm not too sure of. I have to look into that. Um, but yeah, majority of the other places, like I mentioned, you can actually hear, if not watch, what you find here on YouTube, and it helps me out tremendously. And again, like I say, I have a Teespring store if you guys want to check out some items there. Um, if you're a Sally Acorn fan, I have a Rally for Sally, several Rally for Sally items up there. I have some MLP stuff as well, so check that out. I also have the meaning of my name on there. If you guys want to check that out, as well as just like a little saying of, let's talk, something, let's talk about stuff and everything. It's all up there, guys. It's all up there. So if you want to check that out, it'd be greatly appreciated in the long run. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to do, guys, is come on here, let you know where you can find me once again. Um, Depending on whether you can watch it both ways, video and audio, you can find me at Amazon. You can find my BW Russ's discussions at Amazon on their Audible outlet for Amazon, on iHeartRadio, on Pandora. That's via Sirius XM, which I think is kind of cool. iTunes. You can find me on iTunes. You can find me over at Rumble.com. You can also find me at Spotify, of course. You can find me at Odyssey.com. So that's good. You, you can help support me over at my Patreon. I got to kind of get that going again. The cheapest, if you want to go, is $1. And if you want me to do a Q&A exclusive for that, then that goes public later on. That's $5 if you want to do that. You got my secondary channel here, Brian's Discussions. Got my Daily Motion channel if you want to help me out there. Got my Vimeo channel as well. And then if you want to look for some merchandise and stuff to wear every day to show you support for my channel, so you maybe show you support for certain characters and franchises, you can go over to my Teespring store as well. All the links and everything will be in the description for you guys to check out. So if you want to check, so it'd be greatly appreciated. Right now, as I'm still looking for work, and I gotta apply for my unemployment this weekend, or reapply anyway. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And again, these are the places where you can find me. And until then, have a good rest of your day.